Welcome to the Refusion Podcast, where we transform patient care.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Refusion Podcast. We have an incredibly important topic to dive into today: managing online reviews and protecting your healthcare practice's reputation from review inaccuracies. If you're a healthcare provider, this episode is for you. We're going to talk about how review inaccuracies can harm your practice and how you can protect your reputation from these potential pitfalls.
Absolutely. Online reviews are a huge factor in patient decision-making. Today, we'll not only define review inaccuracies, but also explore the different kinds of inaccuracies and how they can seriously impact your practice. We'll also discuss your legal options, platform policies for dealing with inaccurate reviews, and provide some best practices for responding professionally. And don't worry, we'll finish with some actionable long-term strategies to help protect your practice's reputation.
Stick around until the end because we'll also answer some listener questions. If anything's unclear or if you need advice on handling reviews, we're here to help. So let's start by setting the stage with some hard-hitting statistics. In healthcare, online reviews can play a major role in attracting new patients. According to the 2025 Patient Review Survey, 73% of patients evaluate reviews before choosing a healthcare provider.
That's significant. In a world where the internet is the first place people turn for information, your online reputation directly affects whether potential patients choose your practice or not. What's even more interesting is that 42% of consumers trust reviews as much as personal recommendations from family and friends. This comes from Bright Local's 2024 survey, which highlights the power of peer reviews.
The numbers speak for themselves. The first impression many patients have of your practice is through online reviews. The bottom line is, if you're not actively managing your online reputation, you're potentially losing patients to practices that do.
Exactly. In today's digital landscape, managing your online presence isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely essential for your practice's success. But it's not just about getting positive reviews. It's about managing all reviews, including the negative and inaccurate ones, which can be tricky. Let's dive into what those inaccuracies actually look like.
We've all seen reviews that seem off, right? So what exactly do we mean by review inaccuracies? Inaccurate reviews can come in several forms, but they all misrepresent your practice in one way or another.
Inaccuracies can be intentional or unintentional, and it's essential to recognize them early on so you can address them. Let's break them down. Misinformation. These are reviews where the details are just plain wrong. Maybe a patient misunderstood a treatment or confused the details of your service. For example, someone might leave a review claiming you didn't offer a specific treatment when in fact you do. Fake claims. These are outright false statements often posted with malicious intent. This could be a competitor posting a negative review to harm your practice's reputation or a disgruntled person spreading lies. Mistaken identity. Sometimes a patient leaves a review meant for another practice or provider. For example, someone might review an eye doctor, but leave the review on your orthopedic clinic's page. It happens more often than you think. Exaggerated incidents. This is when a patient exaggerates their experience. For example, a complaint about long waiting times might be exaggerated from a minor inconvenience into a story of hours of delay.
Now, there's a distinction we should highlight. Unfair reviews can be based on real events, but they're one-sided or overly critical. They don't always tell the full story or offer a balanced view of your practice. Untrue reviews, on the other hand, are completely fabricated or misrepresented.
That's an important distinction. And while some inaccuracies may be accidental, others can be intentionally misleading. Fake reviews, for instance, are often the result of competitors or other parties trying to sabotage your reputation.
So let's talk about the specific types of inaccurate reviews that can really harm your reputation.
First up, mistaken identity. A common example would be when someone leaves a negative review for a practice that's not even yours. They might be confused or misdirected, like a patient reviewing an eye doctor but leaving the review on your orthopedic clinic's page. It happens, more often than you think. Then we have fake competitor reviews. Unfortunately, some competitors may resort to posting false negative reviews to hurt your business's reputation. They might claim your practice has poor service or even make up complaints about your treatments. Exaggerated claims are another issue. These reviews can be particularly damaging because they often distort the facts. For instance, a patient might say, "I waited 2 hours to see the doctor," when in reality they only waited for 20 minutes. These exaggerated claims can make your practice appear disorganized or unprofessional.
And don't forget about inaccurate billing complaints. Sometimes patients don't fully understand their bills or their insurance coverage. They might mistakenly believe they were overcharged, leading to a misleading review that could damage your financial credibility.
The key to addressing these inaccuracies is spotting them early. If left unchecked, they can snowball and lead to larger problems with patient trust and your practice's online visibility. Let's take a moment to discuss the real-world impact of these reviews.
Inaccurate reviews don't just hurt your reputation on paper, they can have very real consequences for your practice. First and foremost, trust erosion is a big one.
Trust is everything in healthcare. If potential patients see a bad review, especially an inaccurate one, they may hesitate to book an appointment with your practice. They might think, if that person had a bad experience, maybe I'll have one too. One negative review can easily tip the scales in favor of a competitor.
Another issue is a decline in new patient appointments. As we discussed earlier, 73% of patients evaluate reviews before making a healthcare choice. If even one inaccurate review goes unaddressed, it could scare off dozens of potential new patients.
The damage to your reputation can also extend beyond just one platform. If you have multiple inaccurate reviews on sites like Google, Yelp, or HealthGrades, your overall ratings could take a hit. A drop in star ratings can negatively affect your practice's visibility online.
And don't forget the impact on staff morale. Negative reviews can be emotionally taxing, especially when they're untrue or exaggerated. It's tough to stay motivated when your practice is being unfairly criticized. This can create tension within the team, ultimately affecting the quality of patient care.
Now, let's talk about what to do when you come across these negative or inaccurate reviews. First, know that platform policies can be your best friend in dealing with these situations. Google, Yelp, and HealthGrades each have tools for flagging or reporting reviews that violate their guidelines.
For example, Google allows you to flag reviews that violate its content policies, such as fake reviews, spam, or misleading content. You can report these directly through Google's platform. Yelp, on the other hand, uses advanced algorithms to automatically filter out suspicious reviews. But if you believe a review is inaccurate, you can manually flag it for review by their team.
And HealthGrades and Vitals also allow you to report reviews that don't meet their guidelines. Each platform has its own procedures, so it's important to familiarize yourself with the reporting tools available.
And here's a pro tip. While legal action for defamation might sound tempting, it's often costly, time-consuming, and doesn't guarantee a quick fix. Platforms like Google, Yelp, and HealthGrades have established policies in place to handle these issues, which is typically faster than going down the legal route.
All right, let's move into some best practices for responding to inaccurate reviews. The first rule of thumb is stay calm and professional.
That's right. It can be frustrating when a review doesn't reflect the reality of your practice, but getting emotional won't help. Instead, keep your response factual and avoid engaging in a back and forth.
Acknowledge the issue. Even if the review is inaccurate, show empathy for the reviewer's experience. This can help to de-escalate the situation.
Remember, always be mindful of HIPAA regulations. Never disclose private patient information in your responses.
Offer a resolution. Try to move the conversation offline. Invite the reviewer to contact you directly via phone or email to discuss the issue further. And don't forget to respond promptly. Aim to reply within 24 to 48 hours to show that you care about patient feedback. And always use positive language in your responses. Your goal is to resolve the issue while maintaining a professional tone that reflects well on your practice.
Let's wrap up by discussing long-term strategies for protecting your practice's reputation. The best offense is a good defense, right?
Absolutely. First, make sure you set up alerts to monitor new reviews across platforms. This will allow you to catch negative or inaccurate reviews early and address them before they escalate. You can also leverage AI-powered tools to quickly craft responses to reviews, saving you time while maintaining professionalism. And remember, always encourage positive feedback. The more positive reviews you have, the less impact a single negative review will have. Another great strategy is staff training. Ensure your team understands how to professionally handle reviews and patient feedback. This ensures consistency across all interactions. Lastly, use platform tools like RepuTally to flag and report inaccurate reviews. The faster you address issues, the less damage they will cause.
Well, we've covered a lot today, from identifying and addressing review inaccuracies to protecting your practice's long-term reputation. Now let's take some questions from our listeners. Remember, taking a proactive approach to your online reviews is key to maintaining a strong reputation and building trust with your patients.
That wraps up today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you found these tips and strategies helpful.
For more information, or if you'd like a consultation on managing your practice's online reputation, feel free to reach out to us.
Take care, and we'll catch you next time. Best of luck with managing your reviews and building a strong online reputation.
Thanks for listening to the Refugium Podcast, your path to better healthcare.